What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Thursday, February 24th. We got a lot of very important things that we need to get to. It's a major update. Last night I came on very late, did a little bit of an update just explaining how Russia invaded Ukraine. Now today I had a little bit more time to digest what happened, want to go over what is currently being discussed and give you an actual update. So news out of Ukraine last night and this morning is reportedly saying that it's starting a new debate. First, how does the U.S. get through this crisis? And what should Congress push to assist the American people through this life-changing event? Currently, Congress is on recess. But the expectation is as soon as they get back from recess, as soon as they come back in session, proposals of new relief will start coming. Because right now, all projections are that people will be hurting financially because of something that's going on around the world. Now, this is a very sad report, sad update, but news this morning has indicated that at least 40 people have lost their lives simply due to the Russia missile strikes overnight. Now, that's very sad news. But with this news, President Biden is expected to impose additional sanctions against Russia today. The expectation is that these sanctions will target additional Russian banks and also export controls on U.S. and foreign goods. Now, I bring this up because these additional sanctions, even though, and it's been like this from the beginning, which came months ago, but President Biden's aides have been warning him that sanctions likely wouldn't work against Russia. And those concerns were validated yesterday when Russian forces attacked targets across Ukraine. But here's the reason I want to bring this up. Because right now, even though the U.S. is expected to do additional sanctions, and so are other countries, the problem is Russia, and they've already said this, is they will be forced to do strong and painful actions towards a country that imposes sanctions. So what could we expect, right? Could we expect cyber attacks? Possibly. Could we expect they cut off other countries from oil, from metals, things like that? Because right now, this is a full-scale invasion, and this is going to impact the entire world. This is something that we have to really get our heads around and grasp, because this is going to happen. With Russia being such a key producer in energy, metals, grain, right? This invasion is going to rock the entire world. The supply chain was already disrupted due to COVID. And now, this makes everything worse. And as news broke of Russia invading Ukraine, okay, here's what we saw. Aluminum prices jumped by more than 3%. Nickel is now its highest levels in more than 1 decade. Platinum jumped more than 2%. Palladium jumped more than 6%. And Russia provides 35% of the world's palladium. Oil even jumped 8%. It's now over $100 a barrel. These increases are what we are expecting in the U.S. In Europe, prices surged more than 30% due to this invasion. Here's what you need to keep in mind. If prices surge 30% in Europe, let's say due to the different products and oil and stuff like that, what if we get products from Europe? Clothing, right? Other goods. Guess what? The prices in the U.S. will have to increase to account for the surge in additional prices that they're costing in Europe. So remember, and again, this is the tough part, is I said inflation was the biggest issue that we are facing. It still is. And Congress has said that they must do something to work towards calming inflation for the American people. Now, things have just gotten worse. I said this yesterday. It's getting worse. There's a reason I said that, because it is. Things are not looking better. Now, when Congress comes back next week, they're going to have their work cut out for them. We know Congress has been divided for some time now, so passing bills at this point could be seen as even more difficult. But the good news is that some lawmakers are coming together and planning to pass more for the American people. What I can tell you is that many Democratic lawmakers are still fighting to see stimulus to the American people. The only issue is any additional stimulus would likely lead to increased inflation. So, with prices expected to rise significantly, more must be done for the American people. And currently, here's what is being discussed. Officials in the White House are discussing measures to stabilize gas prices. Some of the potential measures include things like releasing our strategic oil reserves. Now, we could also see a federal gas tax holiday. And states who currently have a surplus of cash could actually eliminate their state gas tax as well. Just to give you an idea of what this would mean. In Washington State, where I live, we currently pay 51 cents a gallon for our gas tax. In California, 53 cents. In New York, 40 cents a gallon. Now, keep in mind, this is from states. The federal gas tax is 18 cents. So it could add up. But just keep in mind that this is just one of the things. This would help gas prices. People aren't going to the store because, well, prices just went so high they can't afford anything, right? So if we see all these other issues added up and all we fix is gas, it might not work. Now, one thing that experts have said is that our strategic oil reserves were created for really in the event that another country curbed their oil exports. But the problem is that if we release our oil supply, it would actually only cover about 97 days of our typical consumption. So that's the issue there is, okay, well, what happens if we get 100 and some days in and we don't have any oil reserves? What would happen then? But this is why this is so big. This is why I really wanted to talk about how this is major. Because we need here in the U.S., according to experts, we will need additional help to get through this crisis. Because right now, inflation is expected to go up. We have, today's the 24th. I believe it comes out on the 10th. I could be wrong. But I believe the CPI data comes out on February 10th. That's 2 weeks from today. If this comes out 2 weeks from today, and I'm pretty sure it does, here's the problem. We have 2 weeks of what the heck is going on with Russia and Ukraine, and then we're going to be pretty much thrown, okay, well, here's our new CPI data. What happens then? Here's what I can tell you, though. Okay, there's a lot of issues going on right now. A lot. One of the things that I just saw recently, okay, is I just saw a bunch of people send me messages asking, hey, what do I do with some of my investments? I see a lot of them are down. What should I do? Well, that's the issue. Right now, the entire markets got hit. We saw that happen. Saw Tesla jump into the 600 range, right? Or 660, 670, something like that, right? Seen a lot of people lose an extreme amount of money almost overnight because of what just happened. But keep in mind that this, and I've been saying this for a while, this wealth transfer that we could see, right? It seems like it just started. We could be heading into this. So, just understand right now that things are changing. Okay? One thing I can tell you, and we see this all the time, is experts out there saying that the best thing you can do to fight inflation is to spend your paycheck today so that you don't have to pay extra in the future. Now, part of that's true. Yes, buy certain things today so you don't have to pay more in the future. But here's what I'm saying. Have some money on the side, because you never know when you're going to need it. You might need it today. You might need it tomorrow. You might need it in a month, 2 months, in a year. You don't know. Have some money on the sideline just in case for an emergency. That's my advice to you. Okay, be prepared for what may come. Even though it's you may people may be saying, you're Chicken Little, that the sky is falling. It's close. Things are looking close. All right. So if you got any questions on anything that I just discussed, please let me know down in the comment section below. But here's the last thing I just want to say. You need to look out for yourself. Okay? I can give you all the warnings in the world. People can tell you do this and do that, but you have to look out for yourself. If you think saving your money is the best thing for you, do that. If you think investing your money is the best thing for you, do that. If you think quitting your job or getting a second job is the best thing for you, do that. Okay? Look after yourself, because I guarantee you, nobody else will look after you like you will. All right? So, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.